Pillows. Don't even get me started about pillows. So I think most people in the world at some point in their life have had sleep problems. It affects us all in the same ways, in different ways. And I am also one of those people. I've had sleep problems for over 10 years now. And I haven't tried everything, but I've tried a lot of things. And today I want to share those things with you and just give some general tips and advice for how you can have better sleep. Hi guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. My name is Ben Kaluza. I make videos on self-improvement, mindset, helping you be better than yesterday. As I just alluded to in the intro, I'm going to be talking about sleep and the problems that I've had with sleep and how I've tried to overcome those. So just to kind of give my sleep history. Started having sleep problems since I was around 15, 16. It was a mixture of insomnia and just waking up in the night, just constantly. So I would wake up anywhere from 2 to 7 or 8 times in the night. On a bad night, it would be I'd just wake up every hour. I'll go to sleep at 11. I'll wake up at 12. Wake up at 1. Wake up at 2. Wake up at 3. Wake up at 4. Wake up at 5. And at this point in life, I was really fit and healthy, had a really good diet, boxing. Mentally, I was fine, wasn't stressed. And these sleep problems just started happening. I dealt with them for quite a few years. For about 3 or 4 years, I was like, yeah, it's fine. When I went to uni, my lifestyle kind of changed. Stopped exercising, drinking a lot, more stress, and then they just got worse. So whereas before, like waking up every night for an hour, every hour, didn't happen so often, that was then just happening all the time now. And between the ages of 16 and 20, 21, I'd say I had about 5 or 6 full nights sleep across that whole period. If I'd gone to bed at 11 and woken up at 8 without waking up, that only happened 5 times. It just never happened. I don't know why, it just never happened. And then I went to the doctors, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go to the doctors and see if there's anything wrong with me. I had all of these cables put in. So I went to the doctors and they said, hey, we can put some electrode things in your head and do some tests. I'm like, cool, that's fine. Yeah, they'll put a few in there. I got there and she's like, yeah, we're just going to put like 25 electrodes in your head. I'm thinking, oh shit, I'm looking like something at iRobot here. And I had to walk from the place to the car park, which was like a 25-minute walk in the street. I didn't have a hoodie on, and I've got these cables coming out my head. I was so self-conscious. Oh my god. And I had this little man pack on with a battery on as well. And so they did I had to sleep with this for 3 nights, gave it back to them, and then they did all these tests, analysed my sleep. And guess what? They come back with nothing. Hi Ben, we can't see anything that's wrong with you that kind of associates you with any sort of sleep disorders. And that was it. Cheers then, thanks, nothing. So I kind of was just like, okay, well, I guess I'll just have to live with it. Oh well. Fast forward 4 or 5 years, sleep getting better, not really having insomnia, just still waking up in the middle of the night. From the ages of 21 to 26, I have had about roughly 10 full night sleeps. And you may think, how the hell do you know that? Because they don't happen very often. I know when they happen. My dad has sleep problems as well. I get it from him. And so about 6 months ago, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to have another go at trying to find the solution. So I created this massive spreadsheet, as you can see, along with my mate. We kind of both thought, let's track our sleep and see if we can find anything. So I tracked all of these different things, just like stress level, doing meditation, nutrition, exercise. As you can see, there are so many different ways. It looks quite an overwhelming spreadsheet, but just trying to track all of these things that have been known to affect sleep. And after about a month of doing this, a couple of months, guess what? I found nothing. Literally nothing. Well, that's not true. I didn't find nothing, but I didn't find the holy grail answer to just making me have really good sleep. But what I did find was that actually, instead of spending your time trying to find the things that make you have really good sleep, I found a better strategy is to focus on the things that you know make you have really bad sleep. And if you can prevent the things that make you have bad sleep from happening, then you have more chance of having good sleep, rather than kind of following these, like, I don't know, eat a tablespoon of honey before bed, or do this or do that, like trying to find things that are going to make you have good sleep. I think it's better to focus on the things that you know make you have bad sleep, and have that strategy. So without further ado, because I could literally go on all day about talking about sleep, I'm just going to go through 5 kind of tips or things that I think that have been important to me for helping me have better sleep. And these may apply to you, they may not. The one thing about sleep is that different things work for different people. There are hundreds of different things, different techniques and ideas and things that people suggest out there that have worked for them, and you try them and it doesn't work for you. And so I'm just going to talk about the things that I've focused on. So number one is like a bed movement routine, and I'm going to explain that a bit more. So for me, when I get in bed, I follow this certain pattern of the way I move in bed and turn. I don't turn to try and encourage me to fall asleep by doing the same movement pattern. So basically what I mean by that is, so firstly I'll get into bed, maybe watch TV or just do that. I say watch TV. Watching TV does not affect whether I have good night's sleep or not. So I will watch TV, I'll go on my phone, and I don't have to worry, oh, that's going to make me have bad sleep, because I've tried and tested it and it does not make me have good or bad sleep. It's just an irrelevant factor. I'll lie when I'm ready to go to sleep, I will lie on my left side, and what I do is I lay there, and as soon as I have a subconscious thought that's like a random daydreamy thought, like a thought that I haven't controlled, I then turn over to my right side, and I then fall asleep within 5 minutes. So I don't toss and turn. I deliberately follow a certain pattern of sleeping on my left side, and then when I think I'm really kind of drifting off, I then go on my right, and then in my head that's telling my body, right, you follow. When you have that experience on your left side and then you go on your right, you usually fall asleep. So if I follow that certain pattern, I then fall asleep. So that's my tip number 1. You might already do that, but see if you can find some sort of like turning routine pattern that you know that actually when you did this you fall asleep. So if you could just repeat that, your body kind of will hopefully get used to that pattern and encourage you to fall asleep. Tip number 2 is breathing. And so I talked about meditation and mindfulness and heart rate variability in my last video. Breathing is something that I've recently introduced to try and help me overcome nights where I have insomnia. And it's kind of long, it's difficult, it's not easy. So practicing this meditation in the morning gets you better at breathing and concentrating on your breathing and not thinking. And so what I do is, if I find that I've got loads of thoughts rushing in my mind because I've had a stressful day, I will start just focusing on my breath, and it kind of becomes really tedious and difficult to do, because focusing on your breath for 5 minutes, or just letting your thoughts kind of just wander and just buzz through your mind for 5 minutes, which one's going to go quicker? The one on the letting your mind run free. Just focusing on your breath for 5 minutes seems quite long, and it's kind of hard to stick with. But what I found is, actually, even if it takes me 10 to 15 minutes of really just being persistent with just sticking to my breath, I then fall asleep, compared to me just letting my mind take control, and I'll just be laying there for an hour just constantly thinking. So give that a try. And I'm sure you'll have the same problem as you. After 5 or 10 minutes, you'll think this isn't working. You will literally think this isn't working, but you just have to be really persistent with it and just keep focusing on your breath. And as you'll get better and better and better at it, and that will help you fall asleep. I didn't think it was going to work for me. It worked for me. Tip number 3, right, is pillows. Pillows. Don't even get me started about pillows. So, just to put this into context, you sleep. You put your head on your pillows every night for 6 to 9 hours, however, it depends how long you sleep, every single night. If you've got some dead ass pillow that costs you £15, what are you doing? What are you doing? I realised this about 4 or 5 years ago. I thought, I put my head on this thing every single night. Do you not think that I should actually just spend a bit of money on pillows? I got 8 pillows, YOLO, because they're comfy. And I want to make my bed as comfy as possible. I've got all sorts of different pillows. They're like different Canadian Goose, all sorts of Goose, certain downs, and they are so nice. And if you're going to sleep in your bed, try and make it as comfy as possible. I see people sleeping with 1 or 2 pillows, and the pillows are crap. Honestly, if you've got a dead pillow, when you actually spend 50 quid on a pillow, and tell me that it weren't worth it. Tell me it weren't worth it. Trust me, pillows have made my bed so much more comfy, and it's helped me sleep better because I just sink into the pillows, and it's so nice. So if you haven't invested in a good set of pillows, go out and do it, because it is a great investment. A pillow lasts you like 5 years, for God's sake. Spend 50 quid on a pillow. That's £10 a year on something that you spend 8 hours a day on. Don't think I have to say anymore. Tip number 4 is temperature. Temperature for me is a massive thing. If it's hot, I can't sleep. No chance, no matter how tired I am. At the moment it's hot, I cannot sleep. So I'm a person who, I like to sleep in the cold. I have my window open all year round. As soon as it gets hot, I got a fan blowing on my face all night long. And this might be the same for you. You might prefer to sleep in the warm or cold, but I found that temperature has a massive effect on my sleep. Even if I'm tired, I've done everything else right to promote having a good sleep. If it's hot, that will completely wipe out everything. And this is kind of what I gauged with my tracking. I found that if I could find things that almost have these like Trump factors, that I used to call them, where no matter what else you did, if this one thing wasn't done right, it would mean that you would always have a bad sleep. And you need to find those things and try and control them. So for me, temperature is one of these like Trump factors, where if it's hot, I won't sleep, period. And so yeah, you need to find the factors that are like that. So for you, it might be different. For you, if you watch TV before bed, it might be that you can't sleep. Or if you're really stressed at night, you never sleep. So you need to find those things that have a drastic effect on making you not have a sleep, like the Trump factors, and control them. And then my last tip is just to get up earlier. I think a lot of people oversleep. I think I aim to have about 7.5 hours of sleep, and that's fine for me. And it's just enough to get me through the day feeling energised and fresh. But when it comes to like 9, 10 o'clock, I'm shattered. But then I find that when I put my head on my pillow, I am literally out like a light because I'm tired. But then when I have more sleep, like 8.5 hours, when I put my head on my pillow, I'm not as tired, even though throughout the day I've still kind of felt exactly the same. So that extra hour of sleep, I find it's just wasted. I've not needed that extra hour of sleep. I could have spent that extra hour in the morning doing something nice, and then that extra hour has actually caused me not to just fall asleep straight away. So I would evaluate how much you're actually sleeping. If you're sleeping more than 8 hours, 8.5 hours, try and reduce that to 7.5 and see whether you can actually feel good in the day, and then at night you're shattered and you just get knockout. Because that's what I've actually, the biggest change for me is that I've started getting up earlier, and it's made me more tired when I go to sleep, meaning that I just fall asleep straight away and have a really good night's sleep. So they are kind of my top tips that have like work for me and they might work for you. As I said, there are so many different things that work for different people, and I could go on all day about what works for me, what doesn't work for me. I just wanted to kind of put some things out there that I've experienced and have worked for me, being someone that's spent a very, very long time analysing different aspects of my sleep. And if you do have any questions or want to ask me anything, drop me a comment. I'll be more than willing to help. Like I said, I'm very well researched in sleep. Have a look at Matthew Walker. If you know about sleep, you probably know Matthew Walker. He's one of the leading experts in sleep. But I still think sleep research and our understanding of it is still very, very underdeveloped. We sleeping tablets just don't work long term. Meditation and mindfulness is something and CBT is something that they've been promoting a lot, but I still think for someone like me who is healthy, fit, doesn't have huge amounts of stress, I still can't get good sleep, and I just can't find the one fits all answer. So yeah, I hope that's been useful. I'm really passionate about sleep, so I might make a few more other videos on sleep if I find anything that's revolutionary in helping me have better sleep. But hope that can be useful for you, provide some insight, give you some ideas how to help improve your sleep. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you soon next week. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.